In this second of 3 vlogs that I am presenting, I give a detailed overview of my current position, as well as discussing my professional development, 2 difficulties associated with this and with my wider role, and how I have approached these difficult situations. I work at the British School of Guangzhou, where I'm currently in post as the Deputy Head Teacher of the Early Years Provision. This also involves being in operational charge of the school's toddler unit. In the campus, which accommodates the early years provision, we have on roll some 270 pupils who range in the age from 1 years to 5 years. The wider campus setting offers provision for primary and secondary education following the British curriculum. The British School thus offers provision from the early years through to university entrance, with a total roll of some 1,300 learners. The British School is a private school which both attracts fee-paying native Chinese learners whose family wish them to have the opportunities they see provided by a British educational experience, and services an expatriate community in addition. Nord Anglia Education 2017. The British School is part of Nord Anglia, which runs over 40 schools offering a British educational experiences in settings worldwide, with a total roll of over 40,000 learners. Nord Anglia Education 2016. As a fee-paying school, both learners and parents rightly have high expectations of our provision and of the level of care and educational support we offer to our learners throughout their educational journey with us. In the last academic year, I've had to face 2 sets of challenges which are connected. These challenges have led me to consider anew my approach to early years working and the ways in which I engage with my professional abilities and perspectives. The first of these challenges relates to my role as a Continuing Professional Development Coordinator, CPD, for the Early Years team. The coordination role can be a problematic one, but perhaps not for the reasons that that might be obvious. For many, indeed, this might not at first feel like a problem at all, though as I explained, there are issues to be overcome. The issue within CPD relates to the experience and qualifications of the staff to hand working in early years. Many international schools have high staff turnover rates, particularly as staff may return to their home countries after a few years teaching experience overseas. At the British School, this is not the case. My immediate supervisor, the head of the early years, has worked at the school for a decade. I have been a member of the faculty for 7 years, and other staff members have also had considerable for the sector periods of service. This has meant that in recent years the in-house offering of CPD has felt a little stale, as the subject areas have all been covered and refresher training offers little by way of stimulation, sometimes apart from the usefulness of the enhancements to existing knowledge and practice. There were a few obvious opportunities presenting themselves for new avenues for the development for the team. Recent initiatives with CPD for the team had involved overseas conference attendance at regional events run by FOBASIA, which is the Federation of the British Schools in Asia. Though these were comparatively costly endeavours, albeit ones which allowed for networking, the chance to see the other settings and to share experiences with colleagues at the British School in feedback seminars on their return, though enjoyable excursions, there can be some tension caused by such training, as they are perceived by some as paid vacations, and the selection of the candidates to attend therefore can be a cause of irritation to those not selected to go in that academic year. I was keen therefore to have a fresh approach present itself, and so was open to the opportunity to have the CPD remit expanded into new topic areas. This leads me to the second aspect of the vlog. The other challenge presented this academic year relates to special educational needs. The British School has a small SEN department that works with 3 specialist members of staff who are trained in specific learning difficulties, such as dyslexia. The department has developed over time on a needs-related basis. As learners have become identified as requiring additional support, the provision has expanded to service the demand. Nord Anglia Education, 2014. However, the British school has not been fully equipped to deal with all SEN issues. Entrance, for example, is based on an initial assessment, which gives guidance to the appropriate level of education for the pupil to begin. With early years learners, this is done through a live assessment where the prospective pupil joins a class for an hour and is supervised and assessed in that time. For older children, the process is a straightforward online test which gives a pass-fail score-related readiness for a particular level of education. Within early years provision, we accept learners who require additional English language support. The tuition is in English throughout the school. However, there is at present no significant dedicated provision for learners with moderate or severe SEN issues. With the growth of the early years provision at Guangzhou, though, we are finding that SEN-related issues are becoming manifest, not least with pupils who have been with us since toddlers. By the age of 3 or 4, developmental delay and other SEN relevant issues may be becoming apparent, and it has thus become a priority that the school as a whole revises its approach to its learners, not least when there are SEN issues. Pug and Duffy, 2013.